Hello there. I love the
You,
different scenery that I get every day. It's great.
you again. Oh my gosh. I think I'm getting tired of seeing your beautiful, amazing, outstanding, out
Damn,
of this
already?
world face.
You're already
I'll
tired
never.
of it?
No, I'll never get tired of you. Never.
Oh, yeah. Okay. They all say that, Joelson. They all say that.
But you do not compare Joelson with your freaking American crazy boys. They invite you to a back horse riding in your first in your in your first freaking
Wait, where
date.
are you? It looks like you're in a parking garage.
Yeah, I am. I was at the
Where?
gym.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I
That's a
didn't.
big park.
I didn't want to have a class inside the gym because too much noise, right? And
See,
yeah.
see. I understand. Well, how was your workout? Was it a good workout?
Today was only cardio.
What?
Yeah, I know, but I have to keep my cardio like um, regularly because I love eating, Becca, and if I if I neglect my cardio, eventually I'll put on some undesirable
You might.
weight.
You might.
That's
Yeah,
the thing.
you might. You know what? I think that's the only thing that I could beat you in. I think I could beat you in cardio.
Really?
What do you
Why?
mean? Because it's the only thing that I'm really good at. I'm not good at a lot of things in the gym and I'm not very strong, but I can literally like do cardio forever. My heart is very strong.
Ooh.
Good
She's
for
studying
you,
for
Becca.
this super hard exam that I cannot remember right now. It is something related to medical school.
Probably the
Medical.
MCAT.
What is that?
Probably the MCAT.
Yeah, there you are. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
but she said that she's studying. Her colleagues, they are pretty much Spanish because she's living in Argentina, and
Oh.
she was like seeking for an American to study with her if I could understand well.
Yeah.
So, are you studying for the exam too?
No, the MCAT exam is you have to do really good on this exam to get accepted to medical school. So it's like the exam before you even go to medical school.
Oh,
So I already did
before.
this exam. Yeah, I did this exam a few years ago and it was horrible. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. Hardest.
Okay, can you please explain to me, like, for example, let's say that I am moving to America and I wanted to study in the American medicine school. So, what are the steps? What are the process?
So you have to have a bachelor's degree.
Right.
So you have to go to
Oh,
college. You have to have
really? Like in
mhm,
any area or
in
an area to the medicine?
any area. You can have a
Yes.
bachelor's degree in business, in music, in psychology, whatever you want. Most people do bachelor's degrees that are related to medical, like biochemistry, chemistry, biology, anatomy, anything like this. But you don't have to. Like my dad, he got a degree in like business or something. Um, and there's a few specific classes that you have to take in addition to your bachelor's degree. So you can do your bachelor's, and then there's like maybe 5 classes that you have to take specifically for medical school, including anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, organic chemistry, and maybe that's it. Cell biology, maybe. Anyways, so then you have to study for the MCAT. The maximum score is a 521. Most people get like a 500 or a 515, somewhere in between here. You don't have to have a maximum specific score. Technically, you could score like a 200. It doesn't really matter. It's just to assess your overall knowledge of chemistry, biochemistry, psychology, anatomy and physiology, sociology, and organic chemistry, these subjects. So then you have to pass the MCAT. Then you have to have between 500 and 1,000 hours of direct experience with patients, working in a clinic, working with a doctor, doing something like shadowing, kind of like an internship. And that's pretty much it. And then once you have all this stuff, then you can apply. And then there's the interviews. And if you are like me, then you won't get accepted the first time. And then you have to apply again. And then you get accepted the second time.
You said you have to have an interview. So what is that about, this interview? Like,
it's really just for them to assess your personality and your values, your qualities, because once you're selected for an interview, they already know you're academically smart, you have a lot of experience in healthcare, but the interview is to see what kind of person you are. If you are very well-rounded, if you are okay at making conversation, you're not awkward. Part of me thinks that also it has to do with your looks, which I know is terrible, but I've never.
Oh my God, seriously?
No one will ever admit that, I don't think.
Yeah, of course. But what okay, two questions. How come would you fail in this interview? A second question, why you have this feeling of it has sort of to do with your, I don't know, face experience?
Yeah. How can you fail? There's usually 3 interviews with different people. So you start with admissions, and then you go up to like the school counselors, then you go up to like the dean of the school supervisor. Usually once you get to the interview, you're probably going to pass through and going to be okay. But if they don't like you as a person, or they don't think that you would make a good healthcare professional because you're bad at communicating, or you are very, very nervous, you're uncomfortable, whatever, like this, then they'll probably select someone else. And I feel this way because if I could show you all of my classmates and everyone that goes to my school, if I could line them all up for you, they are all objectively, in terms of society, beautiful people. They are all thin, gorgeous, like clean, very fashionable, all of them, every single one. And so I think that's kind of interesting. I always think that's interesting. But I also think that might have something to do with the fact that the type of people that want to go into healthcare probably also value their health, their personal health and their personal, well-being. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know. But I think it's interesting.
Yeah, well, we kind of have a similar situation here in Brazil, but we kind of have a plus because our education here is kind of socialized. So, the poor people eventually can, study like in a school. But it's not easy because, like the super rich, they also want to be a doctor, especially studying for free, technically speaking, because as I told you, the University of Brazil is socialized, it's free, but like the pay in school, it's like, as you said, all about the super white, beautiful, this ideal beauty, And yeah, I think it has to do with your financial situation, because unfortunately the black people, they were, it's history, like put aside, in
Yeah.
the,
Yeah, absolutely.
and yeah, and I think somehow it has to do with something like that. Like I totally understand your feeling, and I think that is true. That is true, but we we don't have this kind in a view here. I mean, I don't know because I've never studied medicine here in Brazil, but
Right.
from my experience, uh, from my friends, because I have a couple of friends that studied medicine, we don't have
Mhm.
this interview here,
Oh,
and
really?
nope,
Hmm.
probably.
That's
I don't know.
interesting.
I have to check it out with them, like to be 100% aware of this information, because I don't want to say a fake news here for you.
Well, that's the
But
thing.
that's it.
Like, technically, the interview process is part of your acceptance. So once you're accepted, you get the interviews. But like in my case, I went in for the interview after I was accepted, and then the first time, and then I never heard anything back, and I had to apply again, and I got it, accepted again, and I got the interview again, and this time I made it all the way. So I'm not really sure why it happens this way. I probably said something wrong or did something that they didn't like. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did.
How how rare is you see a black doctor in America?
You know what? I see a lot of students, so I think in the next generations there will be a lot more.
Uh-huh.
I have never been to a hospital or a clinic and seen a black doctor ever.
Wow.
But I know there are, just in my experience I haven't. The
Yeah.
point is
Uh-huh.
it's very uncommon, unfortunately, but there's tons of representation of African Americans now in the medical field, and it's becoming a more diverse, I think, a more diverse
Yes.
field
Uh-huh.
of study, which is really cool. Which is really cool because I study with a lot of African Americans, so it's cool. But in the past, not at all, because I rarely see a black doctor now. Like if I go, to get cared for or whatever.
Wow. Yeah.
Crazy.
Ooh, that's shocking.
Isn't that weird? That's crazy, right?
Yeah, definitely it is. Yeah. Oh, even here in Brazil, as I
Why?
told you yesterday, we have this huge community, and still you don't see too many black doctors,
Yeah.
working
Yeah.
in the field. It's crazy, Becca. Hey, oh my gosh, there was a really good conversation today.
It was a lovely conversation, Joelson. I always love talking to you.
Uh, so yeah,
It's,
thank you so much. I hope you have an
you're
amazing
welcome.
weekend, and hope to see you
I will.
next week
I will see you
with
next
more,
week. Enjoy.
probably not serious topic. Who knows?
We never know until we get there. Okay. See you later.